Hey, this is Misery Loves Company, a weekly social reading series hosted by miserytourism.com. Every Friday, we welcome outsider and transgressive writers to come and share their work with us. And it's Friday, so we're going to get rolling here. First up tonight is Keko, and I will put the document in the chat here.
Hi, hello. Four poems. First one is sometimes I envy tourists, those retards. How they don't mind a bit of rain, too much sun. They're more likely to get killed, but also more likely to have fun. So that's the first one. The second one is have you ever seen those glitchy bugs that move around like eerie idiots? I'm in a 400 tab state of mind. I feel like going headless in France. So I asked the image generator, what did Muhammad really look like? But it gives me 9 of them. And when I ask which one is the prophet, it gives me some Quran scribbles, which I don't understand, but instead ask to see 56-year-old Muhammad with 7-year-old Aisha courtship in Mecca. You see, I should be studying or working. Yet I can't, for I'm waiting to get beheaded, but the only punishment I get is acid. I cough myself to sleep. Uh, the next one is called Kairos. If I drop dead tonight, that'll be a hell of death, and I'll go to hell, or just rot at best. Like these minutes rot inside these rotten hours. But if I had died yesterday, it was a good busy day. I wouldn't have even noticed it. And if I die 3 years from now, I'll have finished this great work and I die happy. And if I had died 7 years ago, that would have been a meaningful death. Everything would make sense. Plato would greet me and tell me, by Zeus, Keko, that is entirely right. The last one is a poem. Just one thing. I'll read the first round. Uh, I'll I'll read the first line without the ending because I'm thinking of excluding it. And if you think that I don't know, you'll tell me if you think that I should keep it or delete it. Uh, so the first line, yeah, okay. Uh, a poem in which I try to capture the everyday in its patterns like your everyday quote. To shut down and cool off, all I need is wind and weed. A pitch black night in which apparitions come out like girls that turn my brain on and my brain makes my dick hard. I take a tepid leaning to cold shower. Food is old people's last passion. So to me, food is family and love, and death is becoming in me, the once mystical stranger whom now I see, sometimes in my every bite, sometimes because nothing is always, and people like to call out each other's generalizations, gleefully pulling out examples that refute those generalizations, like nerdy kids who outsmart their teachers and make them look stupid. Kids are stupid. All kids. But sometimes they show promise. I tend to forget my promises. The memory of them moves to my stomach. They know what me, they bite, they chew. They are kids who move back with their parents. Death manifests in food as a slave driver. At least the energy of food gives off that vibe. When life's your enemy, stomach was your only true friend and you went whoring around in consumerist hysterics. Your stomach is crying acid tears, and we all can enter the same river twice. But the second time it turns to blood, just like with kids who move back with their parents. And old people, you know how they sometimes don't. Call each other boys and girls and chicks and dudes and lads and chaps and bitches and babes and bays, even though they're old. Some of them even call the people young enough to be their offspring kids. Just a second. Oh, you know that boy. He just moved back to his parents' house. Anna, remember Anna? That redhead hoe who used to eyeball us, probably dreaming of a threesome. She's his mother. Well, her husband isn't exactly a Chad, and she was quite a catch, as in catch her by the pussy hut, catch her snatch, and snatch her heart. A slippery source once told me, there's a syphilis pandemic rampaging through the nursing homes, and it turned my brain on, and my brain makes me keep on going. That, but also the belief that moving back with our father can't pass as heaven.
Oh,
That's it.
holy shit. I was gonna I was gonna comment on some of the earlier poems, but I have to talk about that last line of that last poem because that's an incredible fucking line. The belief that moving back in with our father can't pass as heaven. Like I don't know, it's such a great poetic turn of phrase, and like I don't know, it has a real, like, you capture so much of the, like, I don't know, the frustrating ambiguity of like the religious experience or whatever in that line, right? Like, is that something you really want? Like, could that be a pleasant experience? Like, I don't know, it that's really good. And there's another line in that poem, in that same poem, the apparitions come out like girls. That is like, that's an incredible fucking line. The way that, like, you totally reverse the poetic expectation there. Like, you know, to the point where you almost have to read the line twice because you're expecting it to be in the opposite order. And because it's reversed, like, it evokes an extra layer of meaning. And I don't know, I love little subversions like that. But the one that really, really fucking got me is the fucking AI generated art poem, the DALL-E poem. Like, Ramona pointed out in the chat that it's a shame that this is another one of those it's a shame Misery Tourism is closing instances, because Rudy and I have been threatening to somehow depict the Prophet Muhammad for like years now, but have been afraid to do it. And as Ramona pointed out, like, that would have been a great way to like do it without doing it, right? By publishing that poem. But that poem is like, it so perfectly captures like the pleasures and frustrations of trying to create AI generated art, the way we're like trying to force it to manifest something that's so taboo that we either can't or won't like do it ourselves, right? And like the way that you just end up kind of like, it ends up feeling like inadequate and frustrating and not quite like what you hoped, I guess. But no, that's a fantastic poem, and this is a fucking fantastic batch of poems. You really like brought it on your return trip here, man.
Thanks, man.
Jesus, Cajo. So when you make your 200 grand, yeah, get that money. No, that was amazing. The internet GAN one was the image generator one. Fucking that blew me away. For the reasons that Will said mostly. I just wanted to hit that again. That was that apparitions line. Also, we put it in the chat at literally the same time. I think it was really that
fucking
was
literally the same second.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome poems, man. Thank you for reading.
Thanks.
And John is up next.
Hey guys, I'm outside for this one.
Boy.
So these are two parts to a bigger thing, and they're not consecutive parts. But we're gonna read them together. I say the F word. I say faggot. Just so you all know.
Oh no, you can't do that here, man. You can't say this is the war room. You can't say faggot here or whatever. All right, sorry, John.
Okay, here's a story. My car makes spaceship noises when I'm too drunk to drive. The windshield flashes into a track mode. Winners don't do drugs. Put a quarter in the ignition and control gives me a countdown or a 10 count. 9, 8. The flashing sirens mean multi-ball madness, and I have to light up all the bumpers before time runs out if I want an extra life. Neil Young and Buzz Armstrong nearly missed the moon. They both knew it was a possibility. If they were shot off into space forever, well, that's all right. It was in the pursuit of knowledge. It was for America to win the race. And if I miss my mark on the 7-Eleven and drive off into a wall, well, that's all right. It was in the pursuit of nothing in particular, just kind of hungry. You want anything? There's a cow in the woods. For some people, the cow is easy to see. Others don't see it at all. Some people say the cow is full of vital minerals and vitamins. Others say it's scrumptious and delicious. Since no one can really be sure who's right, isn't it as smart to be as delicious as a cow, if there is a cow? For vegetables tonight, make it beef. It's all very cool, very blue, trick blue, not blue at all. It's all just blue lights on white walls, dirty floors. This is a story all about what you're willing to believe. If you refuse to draw the line, you refuse to fence yourself in. Spread yourself thin, see the shining sea. She's sweaty and insane. She hasn't showered in weeks, and she's so sticky. Why is she so sticky? I hide 2 liters of Pepsi under the bathroom sink, and every time I use it, I apply Pepsi to my skin. I douse myself in it to maintain a protective sugar coating, and it makes me completely sticky. He fucking hates it so much. I started small, subtle. I would mist it like perfume, spritz it on my wrists, spray a little on my neck, that sort of thing. Make sure my hands are sticky. At a certain point, he stopped handing me things, so I started grabbing things, touching all his stuff. He's very polite about it, but I know it's out of spite. Within a month, I'm bathing in the shit. Garbage sticks to me. I glisten like a goddess, and my skin makes wet trash bag sounds. I peel my clothes off to get changed. I use a knife to cut the strings of syrup that hold me together. I'm a broken candy marionette. I am become sweaty and insane. I do this, I do that. I do detective work. I'm a crime detective, and I'm a damn good one. I once shot a man point blank for no reason. Turns out he was guilty of a crime. Didn't need any evidence, no cause, no motive. Wasn't even at the crime scene. Nobody would have guessed it. But that's the thing when you're a damn good detective. You don't need clues. You just need a gun. I see them lying there like a pair of dead worms, but that's the thing with worms. You can never really know if a worm is really one worm or just part of another bigger worm. Most worms come from somewhere, and all worms come from someone else. And although these were 2 separate people, it was impossible to be sure they hadn't at some point made up a bigger person. That's the thing with people. You can never really be sure if a person is really one person or just another bigger person or a part of another bigger person. Some people come from some worm, and all people come from some worm else. You don't know how many people you can really make unless you take the time and cut them up into small enough people. Bang, bang, shoot, shoot. It doesn't really matter what I type here next because the sentiment's all the same. It could be a Denny's, it could be an IHOP, it could be a world title weight fight. And you could be Elvira or Elvis or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, it doesn't matter. When I was a kid, I was in a dressing room with my face against the wall while my mom was trying on clothes, and a kid on the other side was sliding me torn out pages from their coloring book. And even though we were on the other ends of the country at the time, I like to pretend it was you on the other side of the divider. Will it still be you? Will you still be on the other end when you're gone? Ben Wallace, Debbie Harry, Jesus Christ, nice haircut. But for now, at least we have this truck stop. We have this Waffle House. I hate this place. I hate it too. I do detective work. I'm a crime detective, and I'm a damn gay one. My boyfriend was a full-blown faggot. I never swung that way. Still, some old habits come hard, like my penis coming hard inside his twink ass. I had to shoot him point blank for no reason. Turns out he was guilty of a crime, stealing my heart. Loving someone is not being afraid to show them you're a total faggot, and I am not gay. When I became a cop, I made a promise to America to kill anyone less human than a white. The blacks, the poors, the kids, the gays, all crushed beneath my mighty boot. Goodbye, boyfriend. French you in hell, faggot. It's Moo Orning again in America. Today, more men and women will eat a steak for breakfast than ever before in our country's history. With beef rates at record lows, nearly 2,000 families today will stock their freezers full of cow, more than at any time in the past 4 years. This afternoon, 6,500 young men and women will be married. and with beef at less than half of what it was just 4 years ago, they can look forward with confidence to a delicious meal. Our country is milkier and beefier and better than ever. It's morning time again in America. It's 5 a.m. The TV is mooing like a cow, and the falling snow outside funnels through the antenna, blowing a blizzard across the montage of cows in America. Cows in the fields, fields drawn green in crayons, Superman ice cream skies, cows walking down beaten paths, swinging their heads side to side, getting directions from locals, a senator in Washington, a movie star in Hollywood, a homeless man in New York City. They each point, smile, laugh. The cows nod and get on their way. And after all the marching, hitchhiking, sightseeing, Golden Gate Bridge, St. Louis Basilica, each cow ends up at a front porch. Moo the bell. Dad opens the door. Mom sets the table. Son and daughter sit at table, fork and knife in hand. Cow charges, slams headfirst into open oven. And then this is the second part. Heaven is a laughing gas chamber. It's as simple as swapping out the Keurig chlorine pod for the nitrous oxide flavor. You hand St. Louis your report card, and as long as you have mostly above C's, he shows you in, locks the door, and you get to giggle in the dark for eternity. I notice she's been hiding bottles of Pepsi from me in the cabinet under the bathroom sink. Poor girl. I think she has a Pepsi addiction, but also fuck her. She doesn't want me to drink it. She wants to hog all the Pepsi for herself. I've been drinking the Pepsi secretly and replacing what I drink with piss. Not a lot. Too much in it, it'll dilute the color. But if she wants all the pop for herself, then she can drink pee. In a way, I'm helping her. He put Christmas lights in the apartment, and they're not the cute ones you put in college dorms. It's an 8-foot Santa and sleigh burning orange and blue, taking up the entire fucking living room. She said she needed something to change the mood, but I couldn't find the remote for the RGB lights hung around the place, so I did the next best thing. I found this phenomenal deal on Craigslist. 600 and change, I know, a steal. The reason I got such a good deal was because they're a bit rusty and they're covered in trash and the Santa wiring is faulty, and so every now and then there's this deafening screech out of a speaker box, but it's endearing in a way. I fucking hate the Santa, but I won't let him know that. I am supportive. So instead, I spend 6 hours a day every day on Craigslist looking for light up reindeer, because what's Santa without them? I don't know how many reindeer Santa has, but we have like 30, and she keeps bringing more. I was doing something nice, now she's taking it too far, and she changed all the reindeer names. I said, you know they already have names, and she said, no, those were dead names, and now they have new names, and they're all named after me. Every time she calls my name, it's for the fucking reindeer, and they're sticky. I can't touch them, lean against them, anything. They just take up space. Everything is so fucking sticky. He's been so distracted with the reindeer that he hasn't noticed I've been pouring Pepsi all over the floor. I think she's been peeing on the floor. And then Jesus Christ said to his apostles, exploit my teachings for gold, use my name to grow fat and rich, dominate the lands of the lesser. The devil is a dragon in the form of a woman. The dragon and dragons eat gold. Destroy him and challenge all others who may try to take your gold. Eat your own gold if you must, but never give up, never surrender. Shoot when you see the dries of their cunts. Heaven is a sandwich, is as simple as taking a bite. I do trucking work. I'm a trucker, and I'm a damn good one. I'm on a long haul job, transcontinental. My rig is mighty, and I drive fast through the Russo Alaskan underwater tunnel. I'm hauling oil in one of those shiny tanker trucks. I light up the tunnel like I'm driving a Chuck E. Cheese. The smell of gasoline in the cab makes me dizzy, but I know the gas is full of helpful fuel additives, and they give me the energy to get the job done. I notice my ride starts to wobble a bit. It's like I'm driving over speed bumps. That's odd. I just had these tires changed. Whatever. Probably just a rough patch of road. I keep driving and the wobbles get worse. I'm zigzagging now. My truck is jerking up and down like I'm driving a mechanical cow. My big gulp spills all over the headliner. What the fuck is going on? I poke my head out the window. I'm driving on the ceiling of the tunnel. I look at my tires. God damn it. These aren't regular tires. These are silly tires. Heaven is a side of fries, too. There's a worm hanging over me. It squirms around, following me place to place, and no matter what I do, I just can't shake it. I've been developing a shout strong enough to kill it, and once the worm is dead, I can live a happy life, and she will stop being sweaty and insane, because the worm is rising in both our second houses, and it dictates the way we have to act. But I will not cow it. I will split God in two, and the two new gods will wage war against each other, splitting each other in half until there are so many half gods with half potency that it will not even matter because even a god of an ant is still an ant. But right now, nothing sounds better than a sandwich. Hey, you want to go for a ride? Yeah, sure. But the nearest deli is off planet. Don't worry, sweaty and insane. My car's been making spaceship noises for hours now. Would you give us a countdown? And now we're pushing thrusters to maximum, going hyper light speed through a school zone. Blind spots are carnage visors. City blocks ravaged. Behind us, a wake of destruction. The sun setting. It's pretty. We slam into a wall. Die instantly. Heaven is sweaty and insane. It's as simple as standing next to you.
Holy shit, John. Holy shit. This is some next level shit. This is some man. So first off, yes, this piece is very funny. Your writing is always very funny, but this is different. This is so usually your pieces. Okay. So usually your pieces are structured around like one joke, and you get the most you possibly fucking can out of that joke, and it's hilarious and it's wonderful. But this is really like an incredible piece of writing from you, because you're attempting something that's way more ambitious. Not to say your writing isn't usually ambitious, you know what I'm saying here, but you're attempting something incredibly ambitious here, and you really pull it off. This is like 8 of your stories were involved in a drunk driving collision, and all of the passengers were ejected on top of each other. And it works because like you feel the thematic threads waving in and out. And on some level, having all these different jokes, some of which are like just straight comic, right? Some of which are really fucking dark, some of which are wonderfully silly, all being forced to occupy the same space. Instead of it being like, oh, I don't know what the fuck is going on, each of those jokes elevates the other jokes, and you end up with something like that's really wonderful and really artful. And honestly, man, I think this is like possibly the best thing that you've read here. Fucking
Thank
seriously.
You. Thanks. Well, I was worried it was a bit too loose.
No, it's fucking wild. It's wild. And you know what's even better though is like there's real like potent like emotion running through this too. Like there's real like there's real sadness here. There's real grief interwoven in all of this, and that elevates it too in a way. Whereas usually your pieces are very straight kind of comic pieces, which once again they work, they're hilarious. Like the element of like the pathos, the sadness in there, and oh my god, man, this is I think this is like one of the best fucking things you've written, honestly.
Thank you. Thanks. That's very
Thank you, John.
Thanks.
I don't know.
Oh
yeah, sorry, Rudy.
I was just gonna say I like the line, "I'm a crime detective and a damn gay one." I can imagine that in John Wayne's voice, and that makes it even better.
That whole thread was great. It just keeps getting more and more horrifying.
French you later, faggot. Oh, that's so good.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, thank you, John. And yeah, Brandon's up next.
All right. So kind of a quick piece, something I've been meaning to write for about a month now, but couldn't really get anything together. It's called Unseen. It was too early for this. 8 a.m. on a Tuesday morning had never felt great, but it was even worse after working the graveyard shift and not getting home until 3 a.m. The man huddled forward in his jacket, hugging his shoulders as close together as he could, hands tucked into the pockets. The whole week had been unseasonably cold for this time in September, and the thin denim didn't help much against the chill on the sidewalk between his building and the business office halfway down the row of apartments. But he had yet to unpack his winter gear. He let out a long, slow breath as he stood for a moment outside the office entrance, the air in front of him turning to a thick fog as if to remind him of the weight on his mind. He had gotten the email from the leasing office late last night during his break at the liquor store, asking him to come over as soon as possible. He was surprised to get any form of communication from them at 8:37 p.m. Normally, everyone would have been long gone by that hour, and even the 24-hour maintenance crew would have used a different form of contact. The voicemail he received at 7:22 a.m. didn't exactly make him feel any more at ease. Work had been stressful enough as it is. The store had been robbed 3 times in the last 4 weeks, and twice in the process he had been held at gunpoint. He'd barely had enough time to drink a cup of coffee, let alone shower and be ready for whatever this was all about. With a tired groan, he turned the doorknob and stepped inside. The rush of heat from the electric blower overhead felt good for the moment, but quickly shut itself off. He turned down the hall and knocked on the leasing office door. "It's open," came the familiar voice of Caitlin, the pretty young woman who had given him the tour a few months ago. She didn't sound nearly as cheerful today as she usually did. He turned the knob and leaned into the gap as he walked inside. "I got the email and voicemail, but all that they said was to come to the office ASAP. Is there a problem?" "Oh, Jason, it's you. 1 second. Let me shoot a text to my supervisor and then we can get started. Have a seat." He felt uneasy at her tone, especially the "it's you" part. But he did as he was told, taking a few strides and slumping into the stiff desk chair across the metal tabletop from Caitlin as she took out her phone and made a few hurried gestures on the screen. He couldn't help but notice that she seemed uneasy too, almost as if she was waiting for a response before saying anything else. "So, is there a problem?" She startled a bit, but looked up from the screen long enough to answer, "I'm not exactly sure. I wasn't the one who sent the email, and I just called because it left me a note." "I see." He sat quietly, and so did she. He didn't like the feel of any of this. The tension didn't last long, however, as he soon heard motion from the back of the office and the other door opened. Marcus, the property manager, entered the room looking exhausted, and behind him were 2 police officers in full uniform. Marcus, what's going on?" "Jason, we've got some questions for you. There have been some strange things going on in your building, and we're hoping you can help us out here. I haven't seen anything, but I'll help in any way I can. What happened?" The tiredness was gone in an instant, and he could feel his heart racing. He never liked cops much, and this was now the 4th time he had to deal with them in as many weeks. Caitlin got up and went to the back office as Marcus took over her chair. The officers remained standing. One of them, the taller man with a classic cop stash, was the first to speak. "We've had reports of some strange noises for a few days now, mostly compared to some kind of large animal. I haven't heard anything like that. Please let me finish, Mr. Grace. Mrs. Thompson from the apartment immediately below yours had called to complain about heavy footfalls last night, accompanied by a scraping sound on the ceiling above hers around 8 p.m. I was already at work at that." "I'm going to ask you again to let me finish, Mr. Grace." One of my officers responded to the call, but when he arrived, there was no unusual sound to note. Mr. Collins here was able to let the officer into your apartment to investigate, but there was no sign of anything indicating the presence of any kind of animal. Well, yeah, the lease said no pets, Mr. Grace. I'm not done speaking yet. While investigating, both the officer and Mr. Collins here heard a strange growling sound followed by a commotion downstairs. When Mr. Collins and the officer returned to Mrs. Thompson's apartment, they found her on the floor. "My God, is she okay?" Marcus shook his head. "Jason, she's dead." "Gentlemen," the officer grimaced as he cut them both off, "I ask that I not be interrupted again." The officer heard noises in line with Mrs. Thompson's report coming from upstairs before he could evaluate her condition. He returned to your apartment door and documented several blood-covered paw prints at the threshold, but on entering the dwelling saw no further evidence. "I didn't see any." "Mr. Grace, is it correct that there was a disagreement between you and Mrs. Thompson yesterday afternoon in the hallway?" "What? No, I mean, she said she didn't appreciate how loudly I was walking the night before, but I worked late and I was exhausted. There was no disagreement." "My records also show that you had confrontations with these 2 men." Copstash took hold of a manila folder from his colleague and from it produced 2 8x10s, setting them down on the desktop facing Jason. "Do these men look familiar to you?" Jason leans forward, his heart pounding in his chest, taking in the images before him. Two men, both splayed out on the ground, their chests torn open and covered in blood. It took a few seconds for it to dawn on him. Those are the guys that robbed the store I work in. They both had me at gunpoint. But, Mr. Grace, I'm going to have to ask you to come with us to the station. The two officers started to move around either side of the desk, Copstash reaching for a set of cuffs at his waist and the other motioning him to stand up. You're arresting me? I couldn't have done that to them if I wanted to. Mr. Grace, you have the right to remain silent, Copstash said grimly as he reached for Jason's hand. You have the right to an attorney. He paused as did his associate. Marcus sat frozen in his chair, his eyes wide as he stared at the door. The heavy footfalls outside the door rattling the plaques and decorations on the walls of the office. Jason blinked and looked at all three of them. Look, just let me leave. I'll pack up everything I can and I'll just go, all right? I know the lease said no pets and this all looks really bad, but it followed me home, all right? I tried to tell it to go away, but it wouldn't listen, and it won't listen to you either. Copstash released the cuffs and went for his gun, the other officer doing the same, both training the barrels on the door. Look, you don't want to do that. Jason nearly kicked over the chair as he tried to wheel himself around to get between them and the door. I can't control it, but I can talk it down, I promise. What the fuck is it, Mr. Grace? I don't know, all right? I swear, I don't know what it is. I was walking out of the store last week, went past one of those shops that got closed down after the fire on Mill Street. I started hearing these footsteps behind me, and when I turned around, it was there. I couldn't make it out clearly what it was. It was like a blur or a haze or fuck, I don't know, all right? But it didn't want to hurt me. That's all I knew then, and it's all I know now, okay? Just put the guns away and let me go, please. I'll take it with me and leave, I swear. Get away from the door, son, the shorter, stockier officer said, surprisingly calmly in the given circumstances. Please, it will leave if I do. Just let me go. I don't want any of this. Get away from the door, Copstash ordered, clicking the safety off his firearm. The door blew open from outside, catching Jason in the small of his back and knocking him to the ground. His eyes closed as he winced from the impact, and before he could open them, he heard enough gunshots that it seemed the rate of fire matched his pulse, and both echoed in his head. He curled into a ball as he heard the screaming of three grown men. In mere seconds, the gunshots ended and the screaming was over. Trembling, Jason opened his eyes. Blood was spattered on the wall of the office by the door. He shakily pushed himself up into a seated position, barely able to get his arms sturdy enough to bear his weight, and braced himself as he turned his head to look behind him. The officers were torn open where they stood, and Marcus was splayed back in the chair in a similar state. Scanning the room in terror, he saw the flickering wisps prowling around the desk, footsteps still shuddering the wall decor, despite the apparent ephemera in front of him as it seemed to start toward the back office door. No, she didn't do anything. Let's just go. She's not like them or any of the others. Stop it. The footfalls stopped and the wisps swirled around in place. Jason gulped through the lump in his throat and forced himself to his knees, then to his feet, muttering to the unseen presence he had grown used to, only now beginning to understand what it was, or even more accurately, what it might be. Let's just go.
Man, you wrote all of this afternoon, right?
Yeah, in about 3 hours.
Man, I am so envious of you because I have been working on the same 6-page article for 3 weeks.
To be fair, though, this has been kicking around in my head since late August when Carter posted about the pet contest.
They're doing it for Los Suelos, or
Yeah, the deadline was September 5th, so I missed that by 25
damn.
days, but I wanted to get the story out of my head, so.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, it's a great piece. It has a lot of like escalating tension, as usual with your pieces. The dialogue does a really good job of like framing the narrative, right? Of like creating a sense of like escalating dread and, as I said before, tension. Yeah, man, I just cannot believe fucking 4 pages in 3 hours. I wish I could write 4 sentences in 3 hours. All right, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that was good. That good cinematic violence. And yeah, I admire your ability to create suspense with your voice, basically. I'm not to, obviously that was really really, and the fact you never really know what the thing is, that's cool. I like that.
I think that's such a key anytime you're trying to create tension. Like horror movies miss that mark all the time by revealing what the creature is. It never lives up to what you want it to be.
Yeah, gives you some ideas, or you have your own ideas, but like, yeah, never reveals. That's cool.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks.
So I thought Rudy was up next, but Rudy has covertly added Sam to the docket here before him. So I guess Sam is up next. And if anyone else would like to read, since I think Rudy's going to do a demo of a game, you know what? Sam's up next. If anyone would like to read during the open mic, just say something in the chat, and then we're going to move on to Rudy's game after Sam.
All right, I don't have anything complete, but I have some anti-Generation X polemics notes and a funny review of Moby Dick notes that I'm going to complete. So let me start. Where's my docs? So this starts off with notes on prog rock for some reason. I'm not sure what I was getting at there, but I'll just go ahead and read it. I can name the one thing that prog bands don't have that makes them pussy repellent, but I will list their qualities first. Most of these qualities are not qualities, but impressions of qualities that rope in a young, bright-eyed, slightly autistic musician into the void of prog fandom. Instrumental know-how, knowledge of music theory, knowledge of how to read music, touring savages. These men have suffered greatly under mean management, etc. What they do not have is groove. In all of Neil Peart's tracks, the beat is nailed down to the atom. There isn't a crumb of danceability. The genre is asocial at its best and antisocial at its worst. The earliest form of Redditor was a fan of Rush. The 90s worship is embarrassing. Generation X had it easier than anyone else. No other generation has dropped the ball as hard as Generation X. You could just get a job anywhere in high school then. There's a reason all their musicians have been offing themselves, either through drugs at age 27 or via hanging now, because their message failed. They failed millennials, the next version of themselves. It's not that they couldn't pass the ball, so much as that they weren't even strong enough to pick the ball up in the first place. Look around you, fellow millennial. All you see before you is a product of laziness. Do you want a job? Yes. Me too. I also wish to work hard. Millennials are nihilists, apparently. But our economy wasn't thriving at our generation's peak. We have depression because we want to be useful, but couldn't be. There was nowhere to go but down, and Generation X dug the pit just a little bit deeper. The only choice was to work harder for less. Ahead of us is the hopeless memeing of Generation Z, and there is nowhere to go but down a bit more. And Generation X dug the pit down a bit more. And they dug it by sloughing off their duty, by sloughing off work, by sloughing off jobs we wish we could have. So we have to dig everyone out. If you meet a member of Generation X, bully them. Be mean about it. Pretend you've never heard of Nirvana. Then say it sucks. Then show them 100 gex. It's your duty. This is a failed people. I will invoke Selene. Let your hatred be of blood and bone. But instead of hating Jews, hate Generation X. All right, that's the end of that one. That one's kind of mean. Wait, where's the more funny one? This one's only 3 paragraphs. It's a review of Moby Dick. I'll just read it. For me, Moby Dick is about how it isn't weird for me to know so much about the age of consent laws across all 50 states and various sub-Saharan African countries, as well as countries in the Southeast Asian continent. Ishmael's breadth of knowledge in the cetology chapter parallels my own knowledge of the age of consent laws in all 50 states. And it doubly parallels my situation in that most people skip that chapter in the same way that they ask me to please stop talking about the specifics of age of consent laws in Tennessee versus Indiana versus Kentucky versus Thailand when I am at a work event. The erasure, which Ishmael undergoes in the presence of Queequeg mimics the erasure my expertise undergoes when I am discussing the subtleties of parental consent in cases where one of the parties is 16 to 17 in the states of Ohio or Indiana or Illinois or Montana. When I am having dinner with a potential partner's parents for the first time and they ask me to leave and cease all farther correspondence with their daughter. All right, that's it.
Oh man, you I mean, that's exactly, I don't know. Okay, so I haven't read Moby Dick. I need to read Moby Dick. I know Dawson is a big fan. But I do know that
I've only listened to it on audiobook at a boring, repetitive job, so I haven't technically read it. It's fun
I've heard people complain about all of the like technical details about whaling that are in the book, and and this is the perfect, I don't know, that's just the perfect joke to make, right? I was just like joking in laughter the whole way through. I want to talk about the Generation X piece because it's good, and I think it does a good job, I think, of playing with the expectations that people have when they know how your pieces are usually structured, right? Because I thought I knew what that piece was going to be going into it. I was like, oh, okay, this is how it's going to evolve. This is how it's going to get funny. And instead, it got really dark and it got really sad. And I was pleasantly surprised by how dark and sad it got as a fellow millennial who can relate.
For any Generation Xers, I don't believe any of that stuff I said. That was just polemic.
But
I
can definitely relate to like the way you present the agony of the millennial generation in that piece, right? And just when you start to think, okay, this is becoming a rant, then it becomes funny again, and it ends in just a really hilarious fashion. So no, those are 2 great pieces, Sam. I'm not gonna forget that Moby Dick review for quite a while.
I have to finish that one. That one I need to finish first. Right.
Thank you, Sam. So the waiting room is suddenly full of people who I think are probably trolls. Does anyone have any friends or anything in the waiting room that I should let in? Rudy, you were up next. Do you want me to let the trolls in or not?
How many?
There are 4 potential trolls in the waiting room.
Any friends?
Fair enough.
I mean,
I don't feel like you should let them join.
oh,
That's interesting. Will, why?
why is that?
I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be really chaotic.
I get that impression too. And now they're dropping out of the waiting room. Actually,
Oh.
there's 2 left. We'll let the 2 in, and
Yeah,
Rudy.
boys. All right, so I have a game to share. First, I have a challenge. So this game is a chess variant, and I want someone to play it with me, to play against me, because it's player over the internet. It's networked, so now we can play it against each other. So who wants to play in a grudge match against me in this incredibly loaded chess variant that is totally not fair?
Josh is going to be so pissed.
I know, right? I put out a general call. I didn't at him, but I put out a general call. So I thought,
Josh and Derek both
Oh,
are
Derek.
missing out on this.
yeah,
Now, I've already played this game with you, so I'm going to give an opportunity here for somebody
Yeah.
else to jump in. Excuse me.
I'll play.
Yeah,
Oh.
John. Okay.
oh yeah. I'll drop the link in here. So I'll make the room, but basically I'll make the room and tell you the name of the room, and we go into the room and play.
So for those of us who can't see this, are you going to share your screen, Rudy?
I'm going to share my screen, and let me just give a brief rundown of the rules. So this is basically like chess, except no castling, no en passant, whatever the fuck that is.
What's en passant?
From what I understand, it's basically like if a pawn
It's some
passes
great
another
gay French bullshit.
that. But I think it's like if a pawn passes another one, it can capture automatically or some shit. I don't know. I'm not a chess wizard, but I'll go with Sam's explanation. So yeah. But yeah, but the main hook of this is that you can make illegal moves. So you can move in ways that aren't chess moves, like you can move a pawn like halfway across the fucking board or whatever. But when you make an illegal move, you're penalized. That's why it's called war crime chess. So you're doing war crimes. The amount you're penalized depends on the rank of the piece, which are, if you go to the help screen in the game, you can see all of them. But basically, the king is worth the most at 6, and the pawn is worth the least at 1. And everything else is in escalator lore. Oh yeah, somebody was doing something there, but yeah. So you want to end the game with the least amount of points, of war crime points, least amount of guilt. And if you capture the king, and this
War
is a new
crime.
war crimes, hell yeah. But if you capture, what was that?
I said, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I mean, that's what people doing war crimes say often.
You kids behave yourself, okay?
But yeah, so like if you capture the king illegally, you get docked 15 points, because that's a super shitty thing to do, capturing the king illegally in a game of war crime chess. So yeah, I'll share my screen as soon as I get this thing open. I'm gonna close GIMP and all this bullshit.
Well, wait, is that fair if you share your screen? Because then I'll be able to see your side of the board.
Oh, that's true.
Is it?
I'll get sniped, but actually it shouldn't really matter because yeah.
Just don't look, John.
Yeah, I think we can trust John. If there's anyone here we can
trustworthy.
trust to be honest and an honest and upstanding citizen, it's John.
And also, I think it's
Well, yeah.
100% fair, because I have the cheat code. So if you cheat, I'll cheat.
Well, it sounds like to win the game, all I have to do is not cheat, right?
Yeah, just
I-
play, make legal moves, play fair.
John, I played this with Rudy before he created the net code, so I had to wear a blindfold. But you're getting off easy, man.
How the fuck do you play chess with a blindfold?
Oh, well, we were just basically like on my turn, he'd wear the blindfold. On his turn, I'd wear a blindfold. Well, I close my eyes, like Tyler the Creator says. Just close your eyes.
Wait a minute, am I really not allowed to see your pieces?
You'll be able to tell once Rudy shares his screen. And
Yeah.
shows you what's going on here.
Yeah, you'll see.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen right now. That cool with everybody? Cool. cool. Okay, optimize. How do I share sound? Saw something about a penis. Okay. So hold on a second. I just want to thing up. How do I get the things on the side? Oh, well, fuck it. All right, so I'm going to create a room. We'll call the room just, I don't know. How about 99? How about that? And let me know when you're in.
I think I'm in.
Oh,
It
with
says
does your
enemy turn.
Yep. Okay. So I'll play. Oh, I forgot to ask you if you wanted white or black. I guess it doesn't really super matter, but I guess I'm white and you're black.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll
Joke's
make
too easy on that one.
it really is, right? So yeah, I'll make the first move here. As you can see, this is a screen or this is the game screen. There's nothing here because every piece is invisible. That's the other thing I forgot to mention.
Oh, all right.
It's
That
all the
makes
pieces.
sense. Why? All right.
All the pieces are invisible, so you won't know where the pieces are. But if I click on a piece, I can see what it can see basically. But as you can see, I can make these illegal moves, all these exclamation points. That's all illegal shit. I'm not gonna make an illegal move. I'll just do that.
Okay, so I really shouldn't be watching your stream.
Yeah,
Which I'm not. I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not
that-
watching.
Okay. That's totally cool. Okay, and also like I can make some illegal moves too. I don't know if I want to go illegal yet though. I don't think I will.
Now we can tell John made an illegal move because he's got some guilt now on the bottom.
I
Yep.
do.
Yeah,
That was
you remember you had there's some black guilt down there. The counter gave us.
What the
There's
fuck? No.
white guilt and black guilt. Yeah.
Pun can move 2 spaces on the first turn.
Yeah.
Fuck.
2 spaces in front of it.
Look at like
That's what I did. I thought Yeah.
Apparently. Well, we'll see.
your game's broken.
The game knows, John. The game knows.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, you go. No, another illegal. What the fuck is this, John? What are you doing?
Can you capture your own guys?
Yes, but that is illegal. That is totally a war crime.
That's a double illegal move.
Yep. So you'll get penalized once. Well, no, actually, you only get penalized once if it's your own piece. If you click somebody else's piece, that's a penalty, and then to move it in an illegal way would be another penalty. So, the point being, don't use anybody else's pieces. That's super illegal. Super illegal stars.
I think I just
No, okay.
I think I captured my bishop with a pawn.
Nice.
No. I want to restart.
If you want to restart, we can.
No,
I do have the restart button. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. I think I just killed one of my own pieces. I don't know. Oh wait, no, I didn't.
Wait a minute. Have you been taking my oh no.
Oh no.
How come those guys aren't there anymore?
Oh,
Wait, where are
this-
any of my pieces? Oh fuck. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
You take my rook?
No. I mean, I don't know.
I think you know.
I don't know. Oh shit, there's people moving here. There's black guilt going on here. What the fuck
Are
is
the
this?
black people winning?
I currently yes, sort of.
I'm
Nice.
winning?
Hell yeah.
Not really. Rudy's winning because guilt is bad when the game
Wait.
ends, right?
Yes.
Oh, I have
yeah.
9 guild.
You have 9, yeah. Wait, I thought I was the black people. Maybe I'm the mulatto people.
Oh, I guess that's a hard one to interpret, right? Who's
Who's winning? Who won? Who's next? Fuck yeah.
Why is that there?
Oh boy. Oh shit. That's why he's bluffing, I think.
Can I choose not to move a piece?
You cannot once you click it, you gotta move it, and you gotta move mandatory movement. No passing. I'm not sure how passing works in normal chess. I don't even really play chess. I just hate chess, basically. Oh, okay. Damn, 11 gilt. Holy shit.
Could you make some guilt moves, please?
I might.
Is this not?
I'm thinking on one here. That I think is a strong guilt move. I believe.
I'm thinking with my deck right now.
Nice.
I'm so fucked. Fuck.
Okay, what the fuck? Oh shit. Okay, well if I can remember when okay.
Jesus, the war crimes being committed.
There's so many war crimes.
I'm not trying to.
I'm trying to think. If I could do math, then I could win this game, but I can't do math, so fuck everything. There's something going on here. I don't know. Oh, fuck it. Let's just see. There's hella war crimes happening. Yeah, I think actually maybe I don't know what's going on. 18. Okay, so that was. Where is everything? Oh, what the hell? Okay. Fascinating.
What? White victory.
Oh, that's white victory. I thought it was the king that you moved. So yeah, I just I guess I
That's
just
gotta be racist.
yeah, literally. But it would be black victory if black won. So not really. It's a fair equal racism.
I'm Middle Eastern, so I noticed there's no Middle Eastern color in your chess game.
Yeah, I'll have to add that as DLC, I think.
That paid DLC.
Paid DLC, yeah, fuck yeah. So do you want to go again, John, or do you want to does somebody else want to step up?
I'll play again unless anyone else wants to play. I don't want to hog it, but I've learned so much.
I've learned almost nothing, but I never learned anything from anything.
Well, the problem was I kept killing my own people.
War crimes is what it is. War crime chess. I mean, but...
It makes me sympathize with the United States military complex. I didn't know it was so easy. Oh, what are we playing?
Yeah. Is that a Duke Nukem soundboard you have there? Let's see. I think I'm gonna do something really stupid. Maybe. We will see. Let's commit some war crimes here.
Wait a minute. How is that there?
I think he's buffing. Hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Let me just see what's going on. Okay, fair enough.
I'm white.
Nope, you're black. Wait. Wait a second.
Am I?
Doesn't matter. Black or white.
I can't click on your pieces, right?
No, you absolutely can. You can do that. In fact, if you do that, it'll show the piece inverted a little bit. It's like inverted at a 90-degree angle, because that means you're making a double legal move, because you're clicking one of my pieces. You're using it's almost like if you kill one of your own pieces with my piece, it's like a false flag attack or something. I don't know.
Am I supposed to be playing at the top of the board?
You're black, so yeah, black is at the top. Yeah.
Wait a second.
No,
Oh. Oh god, dude.
Fuck. Oh yeah.
Okay,
That's
well,
way too funny.
now, okay,
No,
now
this-
I'm not
this-
going so easy on you now that I'm
Okay.
now that I'm
I-
stopping you. Now that I'm going to stop using your own pieces.
I think this is a psyop, but okay.
I was wondering why all my pieces were 90 degrees.
Oh, it's gone. Oh no. Oh, okay. Yeah, there. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, your pieces. Yeah, right. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay. And if you notice, the guilt just halved because every 7 turns guilt halves for everybody. So eventually our guilt will go down to 0 with enough time because time heals all war crime wounds, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
You take my knight?
I don't know.
I think you know.
I do know. Maybe.
You fuck.
Fuck me. Okay, let's see. All right, so let me do something really stupid. I want to do something really dumb. I don't know what to do. Let's do something like that. I have an idea, but no war crimes. Okay. Okay, it's still there. Okay. Yum. I lost track of the turn count. Rip. Oh, turn 13. Okay. Huh, interesting. I wonder. Uh-huh. Interesting.
So, wait, why'd you laugh?
I don't know. It's funny.
What's funny?
Everything.
I don't. God damn it.
It's a psyop, John. Everything's a psyop.
Well, if I accidentally click on one of your pieces, I have to move it, right? No matter
Yep.
what.
Yep. And just clicking on it, just the act of selecting it is a war crime. So.
This game's hard.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Oh shit. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to end you here.
Wait, why? What are you doing?
I have to do it.
No.
Did you click? You must have clicked my king then.
Yeah, I was looking for my knight.
Your knight. I clicked and saw the knight there.
You take my knight?
I did. I took it with the king. Now it's white victory. Rip. Anybody else wanna take a stab, or do you want to do one more, John? One more grudge match?
This is a lot of fun. I'll do one more if no one else wants to.
Unless somebody else wants to step up. If somebody does, jump on in.
I think I could beat you. I don't know.
Awesome. Hell yeah, Keko.
Keko, make sure you play on the right side.
Hold on. I'm gonna
No, I mean I'm gonna be black also, and you know black. You know, black's kind of man. It's like
sure.
it's
Let me
like, it's a white supremacy game, obviously.
basically, yeah. I mean, white advantage, right? Just like regular chess.
Yeah.
Well, actually, in this one, I don't think white has much of an advantage, but we'll see.
Yeah. What I had to do to enter?
Okay, so the game password is your name, Keko, all lowercase.
Mhm.
And you want to play black, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. All righty, cool. Let's go. All right, so
Do the pieces move like in chess, or I mean, obviously they can move whichever direction, but the legal moves.
the legal moves.
Yeah, like I don't know what you call it, but let's say the horse.
Mhm. The knight, yeah. The legal moves are the same as regular chess. The only
Yeah.
difference is the pawn does not capture sideways; it captures in a straight line.
Okay.
It's the same. It gets 2 moves to start with.
Mhm.
So it should be your turn now.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
Mm. Huh? I can't. Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to. I'm doing illegal shit. Ooh. Gecko, if I beat you, can I get your $200,000 royalties for your poetry? Can
Let's
we?
split it. Let's split it like half and half.
Yum.
I mean, we would have to play like the best out of 3 or something if you would want all 200 grand.
That makes sense. Let's see, so yeah, we can Okay. I want to slip down there. I'm gonna check. Okay. Oh wow, oops, I made a mistake there. Okay. Oh, okay. Yep. Oh, that was dumb of me.
Wow, white guilt is substantial.
It is. It's incredibly. It's heavy. Hell yeah. Okay. Oh shit! God damn it! Rip. Oh damn. Damn. F. F. Well, Keko, we have a chess whiz here, brother. A war crime chess whiz. Luckily, I'm glad actually I found that though, because that would have really fucked me. Would fucked me hard. Let's see here. Okay, so half. Okay, let's see. If that's worth.
Yeah, you ate my queen. You're a monster.
I know.
I just wonder how much white guilt. Oh, yeah, 11, obviously.
Yeah. Yep. So much white guilt. Overflowing with white guilt. Genical will be search. Sure.
So much white guilt, you're starting to behave irrationally.
Yeah. I love behaving irrationally. Especially in a game where there's little to no consequence. Fuck yeah. So we go here with that. Cool. Oh damn, okay. Damn it. Fuck. Okay. Huh. Damn rip. Oh boy. Oh, I might be fucked here. I might have done goofed. Okay. Get another turn here. Okay. Oh, okay. I see. Wow, that's tough. So he's obviously gone. Let's see. Okay. Participants can now see your application. Six. Oh, I think if I'm right. Oh, damn it. Fuck. Rip. That was dumb of me.
69.
69. 996. You're 69. Oh boy. Okay. It's getting intense here, guys. Okay, I'm only one behind. Oh boy. Where's my. I don't know if anything's here. Oh, that was now. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So right there.
What's the move for the victory?
So you want to, like, if you were to capture my king now with a legal move, you would win. But if it were an illegal move, you would be penalized 15 points. So you want to end with less points. When a king goes down, you want to have the least amount of guilt. That's how you.
I thought I captured a king at the beginning, but it was obviously queen then.
Yeah, it must have been a queen, because I think you captured it with your queen, because I found your queen there.
Yeah.
And then I took the guilt penalty for that's what. Yeah. But yeah, you want to end with less guilt than your opponent. When the king dies, you want to have less guilt than your opponent does. Oh, whoops, my turn. Sorry. So I think how I can get out of that. Oh. Okay, that's not. Is that where I put him? Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, interesting. What would be the least stupid thing to do here? Yeah. Oh, actually, no, that was still stupid because yeah. Okay, so he's still there. Okay, queen and king is gone. Okay. Okay. So I know the queen is there. So let me see if I have any of these. I'm just gonna try it here. Oh damn, rip. nice one. That was a nice one.
Yeah.
Damn, smashed. So I guess you get to keep your ill-gotten poetry gold. Yeah.
No reparations today, man.
No reparations today. Damn, black victory. Fuck. Yeah, so I don't want to take all the time, but yeah, that was a good game though.
Yeah, this was very tense.
Tense as fuck.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, isn't it? Rudy and I played a few games, as I said before, and I was surprised by how addictive it is, because you're trying to find, I don't know, there's something about like playing chess without no, I mean, I don't really like chess, honestly. I don't like chess
I don't either.
that much because I'm really bad at it and I'm really bad at spatial strategy. But there's something about like playing it blind that makes it more thrilling. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a very fun game. I mean, I don't like chess either too much because I just know that there are many great players and everything is already known and makes no sense.
No, I get that. You should, Keko, if that's what you think, Derek has a piece coming out on Last Estate, I think next week, about the chess scandals and about whether or not chess is basically a solved game that I think you'll probably like. That's probably dropping next Tuesday, knock on wood.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was, man, that was fun. So I think that will probably call it there unless we have a little bit of time if someone wants to read something in the open mic real quick. Going once, going twice. Nope. Okay. We'll wrap it up there then. Thank you to everyone who read. This was
Actually,
yeah.
sorry, I think Josh Massey mentioned a video poem reading earlier. I see it. I was just scrolling through the chat. I see it earlier.
Oh, Josh, did you?
I don't know if
have
Josh
something?
is still here.
Oh yeah, I kind of like talked myself out of it and was kind of happy that you'd moved on, but
Well, that's
Okay.
fine
That's
too.
what
I
I
mean,
had
if you're like not sure, you can think about it and just shoot me a DM, and if you want to do it, and we can put you on for next week if you're not feeling
Right.
it tonight. It's up to you, man.
okay, yeah. I mean, I think it's like not as relevant as the other stuff that's been on here, but it is outsider footage kind of outsider writers, and I might as well go for it.
All right, cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just 5 minutes, and it's basically this poet who I was hanging out with just in August. His name's JW Curry. He's kind of a publisher, but definitely of like underground shit. And there's this other guy there around this fire, so I just sort of filmed us reading the work of a Vancouver writer, DM Fraser, who's a sweet, really amazing like stylist, like short story stylist, but he also posthumously published a novel, kind of an 80s writer or whatever. So this is just a work of his stuff. So I'll try to do this. And you're gonna see the video editor here too. And I'm gonna share the sound. I went and visited him. He canoed me out to this island where he'd built this ramshackle fucking little habitation that's really actually pretty sweet, but it's totally like hobo style. So that's where we did the reading. But this is a little bit, a little bit lo-fi just because I shot it with my phone and it was just like impromptu kind of thing. So here we go. Let me know if the sound's all right.
Sound is perfect.
Okay, sure. And I should just say that he so this is JW Curry, and he actually built out this fucking thing himself. This is like public land, like just this obscure tiny little island on the Ottawa River, but he's fucking like made his little habitation there, and he built up this jetty that sticks out into this beautiful super deep water. He did all that stonework himself, like just with his canoe, like fucking scavenging along the edge. So
people are not diminished by what is said of them or what use is made of them by those who are lesser in being or by what they are led to do. Someone is himself entire, and that is all finally that can be said of him. Then nothing done by another or to another should greatly dismay us. It is the being, the totality that we have accepted, that we love. And we cannot say we love at all unless we love his freedom, his capacity for absurdity, and for inflicting pain, his responses, his choices. The wholeness of a being includes what we cannot know, the potential. Genuinely to love is to accept the limitations of our own knowledge, our own understanding, the smallness of our power in another's life. To accept these things and yet love and take on without regret the consequences we cannot foresee. Anything less is destructive, a false diminishing in the mind of a given reality. Love transcends any situation. It is all situations. And that's it.
But he would do it, as he had done almost nothing else, with dignity, quietly, inconspicuously, in a decent privacy. That was banal, to be sure, but he was known as a banal man, and his life, while it had lasted, had been every bit as banal as he. Face it, he lacked the nerve to kill himself violently. spectacularly in front of an audience. He apologized tacitly to the world for denying it the excitement of a more stylish death. Not for him the flaming gasoline, the meaningful dynamite strapped to the groin, the bullhorn, or the press release. He was sorry that no cause grander than the Gravediggers Union would get the benefit of his going. Then it dawned on him that inasmuch as his life was already over, suicide would be redundant, not to say a waste of time, energy, pharmaceuticals, and intensive care.
No enemy would dream of muscling in on this delicate domesticity. No power be vain enough to reach this peace. Asher's in his study, noodling notes for what will become through no deliberate agency of his own, Devon's opera. As for the criminal class of which he's now an accredited acolyte, it appears to be a fiction of something large and ungovernable called the media, believed in by nice people whose standards of belief have fallen so low in recent times. The criminal class is obviously elsewhere than here, committing the criminal offenses is famous for being good at. Skulking. No one skulks where we are. Asher has never, for example, known a real live criminal who made up an effective story about himself, least of all a true one. As we know, the celebrated exceptions have always been pardoned. Devon himself wasn't so much pardoned as neglected. By the time the world finally shut up and started listening to his music, it would have been awkward for any self-declared democracy to prosecute the composer of it. We were gambling on that. Something awesome.
People are not diminished by what is said of them, or what use is made of them by those who are lesser in being, or by what they are led to do. Someone is, himself, entire, and that is all finally that can be said of him. Then, nothing done by another or to another should greatly dismay us. It is the being, the totality that we have accepted, that we love. And we cannot say we love at all unless we love his freedom, his capacity for absurdity and for inflicting pain, his responses, his choices. The wholeness of a being includes what we cannot know.
So there's the fucking bones he has on his island, but very respectfully laid out, you know, in his art.
Josh, you've opened up like a whole new avenue of expression here, I think, within Misery Loves Company by doing this. First of all, like the video itself is incredible. Like the readings are great. The work being read is fantastic. And oh my God, the setting, the atmosphere of that island is unbelievable. And the way you've captured the audio, I think, is really wonderful. The way that like you've captured so much of like the background noise too, like the sound of the waves, the sound of the fire crackling. It's I think I said this in the chat, but it's almost like ASMR shit. It's really good. And I think though, like even above and beyond that, like what this means for like Misery Loves Company, like what people might start doing now that we've had someone like Ricardo Video and present it here, I just know like light bulbs went off in a couple of the people's heads, and we're going to see some even more wild shit. But that was fantastic, Josh. Thank you.
You have an incredible way of like just like being positive about stuff, so much so that it is positive after you. Like it's awesome. That's good, man.
No, it's fucking awesome, Josh. And oh my God, what you'll have to let me know what equipment did you use to capture the audio? Because whenever I try to do videos, I always just, I never get good like ambient audio, and I know that's a hard thing to do.
Interesting. I was thinking, yeah, like, it's my iPhone 8 that I actually lost 2 fucking days ago, and it's fucking
Oh shit.
gone, which is interesting. But anyway, I shot it with that, and you know, just spur of the moment out of there. And you know, usually in After Effects, you can control like the voice level, like bring
Sure.
voice up and bring background, like Premiere Pro or
Right.
Premiere is pretty sweet at that. So like I haven't done sound correction, but that's awesome that you appreciated that ambient sound. And like, yeah, maybe you can't hear all of what they're saying, but it almost, from what you're saying, that's
I
not
like it. It captures the atmosphere because so much of it is about being in that space at that moment, like above and beyond the reading itself and the work itself. So much of it is like about feeling like you're fucking there. And I think that having so much of the ambient audio there, and it's like selective ambient audio, right? It's not like you're hearing every little like cricket and noise, but you're in the first one, you're hearing the waves and then you're hearing the fire. And I think it adds so much to that. And I think, judging by the comments in the chat, I don't think I'm alone in thinking that. But yeah, Josh, that was awesome.
Yeah, the ambient like ASMR quality to it was really, really good and intense. And also I really like the setting in general, like the island, like the way you build out the little like shelf on the island and shit. But that structure, the tower thing there, what is that? That's fucking awesome.
It's fucking crazy, yeah. And it's like downtown Ottawa, which is a city of like 1 million people, but he just found this fucking little island to do, and it's made of a lot of glass. He used a lot of windows.
Yeah.
Pretty rudimentary, like vertical rectangular frame structure out of found wood, but lots of glass, and he has little pieces of glass that he's stuck all on the inside. So he says in the mornings the whole place is like glittered up with all the little shards of mirror and shit. But yeah, it's interesting how many windows he has worked into it, and it's pretty brilliant. He's a fucking brilliant guy, like amazing publisher. Dropped out of school when he was like 13. He'll talk to you for hours about tons of stuff. So I'm really happy to have been able to share his work, because he's like kind of a legend of underground Canadian scene. And DM Fraser is a fucking great short story writer, stylist, who writes like pretty gritty stuff. I'll write him, DM Fraser. Definitely worth checking out. For the Vancouver canon, you know, back when it was more punky and grittier, back in like the late 70s and 80s.
Gotcha, yeah. I did like the poem, a lot of the Fraser one, there's a line in there. The meaningful dynamite strapped to the groin. So that was a good line. Yeah, no, that was really, really awesome.
Yeah, that rocked, Josh. Thank you. So I think I'm going to call it there. I don't think Rudy, no one else said they wanted to read during Josh's thing, right? I feel like I'm always missing shit in the chat.
Nope, I think.
Cool. All right. I think I'm going to call it there. As usual, I will leave the Zoom meeting open for God knows how long, but we are going to end the reading there. So if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, this has been Misery Loves Company. We do this every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Anyone is welcome to come and share their work. Anyone is welcome to come and just hang out. Yeah, we tweet out the link just a few minutes before we start from our Twitter account @MiseryTourism. And fuck it, that's it. Thank you so much to everyone who read. This was an awesome night. A lot of funny pieces, a lot of really hilarious pieces, a lot of really fucking wild, wonderful, experimental, brilliant shit as usual. So thank you guys. All right, fuck it, that's it.